I've always believed that children born out of an intercultural marriage are lucky to receive the best of both worlds from their parents. A lot of us often wonder if it's possible to balance two cultures perfectly. On today's Splash Love Unites segment, I have a special lineup of young guests who belong to mixed roots and are a live example of how, at the end of the day, love, open mindedness, and respect for every culture is all that matters. I sat down with them to listen to the challenges and positive experiences of their upbringing. Tell me about yourself, Kyla.
Well, my name's Kyla. I'm 16, and my dad's Irish American, and my mom's Malaysian Indian. And I've grown up in the Middle East my whole life.
Oh, that's great.
Yeah.
So, what are the things you really like about your father's culture?
Well, I like, especially because he was brought up in America. So I really like that in America, the culture, it's very friendly and outgoing. So I feel like, I don't know, I feel more at peace when I whatever.
What about your mother?
And my mom's culture, I really like the family aspect because they keep so close. And it's just so nice to see, and they're all very respectful of each other, and I think that really helps you build my character at least.
Absolutely.
So
I'll come back to
nice.
that and expand on that.
Yeah.
Tell me about yourself.
So I'm Aria, I'm 16, and my mom's Indian, my dad's French, and I've grown up in Dubai my whole life.
What do you love about the Indian culture?
And it's just so much fun. Everybody's there to have a good time, you know? When you go to any event with a bunch of Indian people, there will always be a dance floor, someone will always be dancing. I just love that, you know?
What about the French culture and how are they two different?
Well, they're different because, I found my parents, they're culturally different, but there's always the similarities that, they have a close bond with their family. I find that's very similar in both cultures. My dad every day will call his mom. I just think that's nice.
Sweet,
It's
yeah.
really, really nice, you know? They have such a close bond. I think that I'm going to try to keep that with my cousins and my family as well.
You grew up in the Middle East, both of you, and especially in Dubai, it's so multicultural. We have people from
Yeah.
all over the world, and you came from a home that is also multicultural.
Exactly, yeah.
Did it make easier for you to adapt? Because I know a lot of kids who come down from other countries and it gets a bit tricky and challenging initially. How were you when you were growing up?
I mean, of course, being that my parents are both from different cultures, I got to see different sides. So I feel that the fact, especially because I visit my relatives sometimes who are in Malaysia or in America. So since I was able to see that and see how they react with each other, I think it helped me a lot communicate with the different people in Dubai as it's so multicultural.
What are the things that you learned from home that became your strength to deal with the external world?
It's to be very accepting of who you are. Doesn't matter where you're from. Where you're from is only a means to an end. But it's more understanding the person itself, not judging them from where you're from. Because being from two different places, you're kind of not really accepted in the French community, nor are you accepted in the Indian community because you're not 100% from each.
Correct.
So you learn to be very accepting of other people's cultures and where everybody else is from.
Did you go through any kind of identity crisis initially?
Yeah, especially this summer, it's a realization, when you're born and you grew up in Dubai, everybody is so accepting of where you are, and they'll just say, yeah, I understand where you're from, that's really cool. But when you go to somewhere like France, and everybody's French, and you say, yeah, I'm French, they're like, but you don't speak the language, and you're not very culturally aware, how can you be from here? And it's and then you sort of learn, it's not really where you're from. Where you're from is, of course, your bloodline and stuff, but it's not who you are as a person, who you are as you're creative or you're academically inclined. It's not really, it's just a means to an end.
True. I like the way you put it. What about you?
I mean, I feel the culture does build who you are, but I think it's also the way you've reacted with people, and I do feel sometimes it's hard to explain. Whenever someone asks, where are you from? That is the hardest question for me to answer.
So Kyla, what language do you speak at home?
At home I speak English. I mean, I would love to be bilingual, but unfortunately since I was brought up in the Middle East, I'm more used to the Arabic culture. But I am trying to learn. I've been asking my mom, please teach me Malay, please teach me Hindi, because I love languages.
What about you?
So at home, obviously between me, my sister, my mom and my dad, we all speak English. But the staff and stuff, I'll speak Hindi to them. I don't know a lot of
Oh,
Hindi.
you can speak Hindi?
Yeah, I can speak
Okay.
Hindi. But I want to know French. I want to be able to speak French. So maybe after school and stuff, I'll do a crash course in French.
You know, in today's day and age, I feel more than being just intelligent, your emotional quotient should be really high
Yeah,
to
your
connect
EQ.
with people. Yeah.
Of course.
What are the things that you've learned as a child because of having parents from different cultures that has made you emotionally stronger, that helps you connect with people on a different level or a deeper level?
Yeah, I think it's helped me a lot in the way I can communicate with people, and of course, like different topics you can bring up, because since I'm so like multicultural, I know a lot about around the world, so I can bring up different events or different things that they have taught me, like even from personal experiences. For example, my grandpa was in the World War and he fought for America, so I heard lots of stories about that, and I can bring that up in like conversation, and I think that's so helpful, and it's
Absolutely.
so valuable in life that you need to have, but you can get it from this experience.
Being from two different places, you learn to be more accepting of people, and you learn to take what other people are saying into account. Like, okay, you have this point of view, it might not be the same as my point of view, but I'll accept it and I'll see where you're coming from.
Absolutely, yeah. So, you know, it's interesting what you both are saying. So, obviously, coming from that kind of emotional understanding, you look at the world and world issues differently. And with all that is happening right now, if we have more people like youngsters like you, we still have hope.
Yeah, we do. I mean, I personally like, because I was when you're in the Middle East, there's so many different aspects coming in, and then of course the culture from your parents, so many things. So you get to see all the different sides, not just based on what the media shows. You get that personal family thing. So I think that also helps you make a decision for yourself. You get to see everything from the different levels, and I think
I completely agree with you on that. Like, because we're so culturally diverse, we accept many types of views, and then we can make our own decision rather than just having one source of information come to us. Like, we look at things from many different countries' points of view.
Yeah, and to have that different perspective towards one issue is the most important thing to evolve, because when you are just believing in one source, you are being very myopic.
And very close-minded, and then you just, you might make a wrong decision,
Yeah, I really do think it makes you so much more open-minded.
Of course, you guys are growing up and there's an exciting world ahead of you. What do you think will really change the world into a positive direction?
Well, for me, actually, a big part is finally when you getting to the point where you forget about even asking the question, where are you from? That, for me, is when the world will change, because everyone will be so used to each other and love will unite, basically. So I think that will be when
When there are no borders in mind.
Exactly, because where you're from, there won't be anything about, racism or anything like that, because where you're from, people will just depict you as something already. Like, they'll already have
Preconceived notion.
of what type of person you are. So exactly, like when they stop thinking about where you're from and actually look at you as a person. So I completely agree.
Yeah, I think everyone just, just being friends, or being like, seeing that it's okay, you can be friends or have a connection with someone from a different culture. It shouldn't stand in the way of how that is.
Especially, like, you can love somebody even from a different culture. Like, we are proof of that. You don't have to marry somebody who's Indian or marry somebody from where you are from. You can marry anybody you want.
And be with anybody, who you connect with. Absolutely. I think you brought out very, very important things, both of you, is that, the world will become a better place to live and there'll be no borders in our minds.
Yeah.
And love has the power to unite all of us and make this place a way better place than it is right now. And great, thank you for coming on the show. I had fun chatting with both of you.
It's very eye-opening and super good for you.
Yeah, it was fun. Great, thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.